You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas Podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
I woke up like this. This is what happens when you're prehistoric.
Oh my
you just
God.
suddenly wake up with an old lady do and curlers in your hair. It's
It
just a
is-
thing.
It's so classic.
Yeah? Do you like
obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay, so I really need one of those, but anyways, people don't know at all
what we're talking about.
So
Sonia, why don't you describe what you're looking at right now?
So right now I am looking at, that's a good idea, Jess. I think I will. Jessica Lynn is wearing a blue silver, very, very well cut. Like, I feel like you cut this on your own.
Love the hair. Oh yeah.
It's your birthday. So embarrassing.
I can't really dance without hitting my mic.
I'm about to knock the wind out with my belly, so I'm just gonna calm down for everyone.
I was just telling Sonia that I was like, yeah, my hair's, it's like, it's supposed to be like washing hair day. It's greasy. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm geriatric. I'm just going to put on this old lady wig that I have. Was not expecting visitors. So this is amazing.
We have surprise guests with us today because it's Jessica's 61st birthday. So we have Tiffany and Amanda, two people who we talk about all the time on this show.
How fun!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday!
All right, that's a really good surprise. I had no idea.
Oh, good.
No wonder you were like, well, let me know before you hit record. So like,
I never say
usually
that,
you don't
but
really
it was like it's close enough to the surprise anyway. So if I fuck it up now, it's fine.
Usually you don't care, so I'm just like, okay, I'm hitting record.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, Jess, you have made it this far as a geriatric mama.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm just taking one painful day at a time.
I know. I hear you. Just 2 weeks ago, we were saying happy birthday to the pregnant Jurassic dinosaur who's joined us, Tiffany.
Yeah. Any tips on being a fossil?
I know. Any tips on how to become a fossil?
Yeah. I know. That's literally how I feel as well. It's like I just like go into things that I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna hurt to get down on the ground to play with my child, and that it's gonna hurt to get back up. But like this is where we are, and that's just a thing. So you just
yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Because I'm sure it's just like swollen as fuck, but then it's like Bradley doesn't give a shit. He's just like, fucking keep up, mama.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why people, that like they recommend people do this in their 20s. I'm guessing that this is why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Mentally, no. For your body, absolutely. Yeah. Because that 20-year-old Jessica had no business raising another human. She couldn't even raise herself. Like, Jesus. Let's be real.
Oh my God.
Let's be real here.
Let's be real here. I'm having a really hard time keeping a straight face with that wig on.
I can't take it off.
I know. Jessica's wearing an old lady wig.
Start the party.
We've got the party going.
Okay. I'm so bad at this.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I figured I'd pop it on recording for the effect, but now I'm kind of like, oh God. This.
Anticipating.
She's struggling to open this.
Because I'm geriatric.
Exactly.
I know. This is going to be dangerous. Don't put an eye out, okay?
I really should have done this before.
I would just shoot it into your wig. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Why was that so hard? It's because I'm prehistoric. That's why it's so hard.
I'm so glad it popped before you croaked.
I know. Yeah, me too.
So is the Shirley Rosé, is it good? Like the non-alcoholic rosé?
It is. So I like the Brut and the And basically rosé. It's not as sweet as like, well, I like it because it's a little bit lighter in flavor, and
tart,
so but it's good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tart.
Good.
I like that. So
yeah, I hadn't tried it yet. Not too bad.
Yeah.
This pregnancy, I didn't stay away from alcohol 100% like I did on our last pregnancy. So.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Amanda's like, okay, this time I have a toddler and a pregnant sister to deal with. Mom Amanda's gonna have a fucking drink.
Yeah. A little sippy here there, but
Yeah.
not get too crazy.
I was wondering. That's why I didn't text either of you about bringing champagne or rosé. I was like, no, neither one of them are going to be drinking. So.
Oh, but they did anyway.
Yeah. We can celebrate with our sister.
Rosé all day.
All right. Well, Jessica, I feel like you should tell us your secret to longevity, and also, like, how do you feel? You're a little bit more geriatric today.
Yeah. You know what's funny is and I remember like being younger and hearing old people say this, and I was just like, yeah, right. You're old as fuck. Shut up. But like, I feel like I like when like my mind mentally, like I think that I'm still like that teenager or like 20 something.
Yeah, 20 something for sure.
And like I like have all these like thoughts when I see like, you know, makeup tips or like outfits, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be so great. And then I pass a mirror and I'm like, oh. But one problem, you are not that like 20-something-year-old girl anymore. So I don't know. I think like it's definitely like mind over. Like there's some physical things you can't change, obviously. I mean, you can to a certain extent. It's like you can like try to like build all the muscle in the world, but your skin is still gonna fucking sag on you, and your tits are still gonna flop all over the place unless you medically do something about it. But
yeah,
I feel like really what's just like kept me going is just like finding the humor in things and just like laughing along, you know, like that's why we created this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like is because like the term geriatric pregnancy is fucking offensive, but it's also hilarious when you think about it. And so it's just like, I think just finding the humor in like the most uncomfortable moments, and also just like you bitches too have like helped with that, because we all have like the same like sense of humor. And so you have made it easy also with like, you know, when it's like the darkest of times, still finding a way to laugh through it, you know? And I really think that that's the trick, is just like finding humor, not taking yourself so seriously, laughing a lot, and just embracing your inner fossil, or in my case, outer fossil.
No, you really look amazing. Remember back in the day when we would be like, when we get old, we're not gonna like cut off all of our hair. We're not gonna stop wearing makeup. We're not gonna let ourselves go. I mean, there are times when I send you pictures of some like really short haircuts, and then I remind myself, we're never gonna do that, Sonia, because you were never gonna cut your hair off. So I just thank ourselves for that conversation. That we made a pact that we're not gonna do that. We're gonna just keep looking like ourselves.
I feel like we all need to keep each other in line, because if we notice one of us is like kind of like going off the deep end and starting to like do things, you know, of like, you know, if Crocs make it into our little group, like we have a problem. Like we need to make a pact, like no Crocs. This like is a wig, you know, but like nothing beyond a wig when it comes to this shit. Like it's just the second we notice a bitch going overboard, we need to like send her a life vest and pull her back in, because I can't. We just need to watch out.
Was it 2 weeks or last week? I get on the podcast, or I get on before we record, and you're like, did you get side bangs? Like, what's happening here? I was like, no. And I was like, I'm thinking about it. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'm testing it out for the episode. And you're like, no, you're not going to do that, Sonia, because that just wouldn't make sense for you. We're always going to have this center part because that's what looks good on your face.
Because we're millennials.
Exactly.
And that's just what we do. Between like the side part and the, it's like, we like the versatility of going back and forth, you know? It's like when you have a side bang, that's such a commitment. It's like, well, this is all you have.
Right. I wish
Unless
I could
you want a random step on the side of your head that looks weird when you like put it in the middle. Like, it's just, this is
it makes me wish that you had like, it kind of makes me wish you had phoned a friend before you went to meet Adam's family that day when you Did you guys see the picture of Jessica
It's so
going
bad.
the day that she met Adam's like
You know
aunt
what's
and like
funny?
family and stuff? She had this aggressive, like all the way across her face side part.
Yeah, but
yes.
no, but Tiffany used to try to say something to me about it. We were in
Oh, really?
Vegas. Yes, we were in Vegas, and I was doing my hair, and Tiffany's like, "This is kind." Yeah, she's like, it kind of looks like an overcomb. Like, can we just like pull some hair back over here? It's really aggressive, and like, I don't know what I was seeing. My like vision was just like clearly impaired. And I was just like, "What are you talking about? No, like this looks great." And she's like, okay. Like she tried to tell me, and I just didn't see it.
You clearly had her halfway.
Do you
You
remember
weren't ready
that?
to hear it yet. That's all.
Yeah.
I was not ready. I was not. But that photo is like so aggressive. It's like, what in the Justin Bieber is happening here? It's like so bad. And I thought it looked so cute.
It looks like a different wig than the one you have on today.
So what I have on today, I feel like looks better than what was happening in that photo.
I mean, you do really look nice in that thing. I mean, it's the color just does something for you.
For purposes of this episode, it's great, but like,
Right.
just don't do it.
Right, exactly. So I had asked Tiffany and Amanda to join us for the entire episode as our surprise guests for Jessica's birthday episode. So this is going to be a birthday special, and we're going to talk about a few things, including keeping little ones safe at the pool and hot tub, because we know, with spring break and summer coming up, this is a really important topic. And we're going to talk about personal space with babies in stores. Like, how close should you really get to another person's baby?
Oh, God.
So we have some questions for Jess that were asked on Instagram, and we also have finished this sentence for you, and the sentence was, what geriatric mamas do. So we're going to hop right into it, starting off with the Mommy Facebook group post about children drowning. So I know this is a huge downer. So I saw this Facebook post on one of the mommy pages on Facebook, and this mom was asking for advice because her family had booked a vacation home that had a pool without a fence around it for the entire family stay for 1 week. And she had a newborn and a toddler, and her husband wasn't going to be there to help her with them. So she was worried that her toddler would access the pool while she was busy trying to take care of the newborn, and the family didn't see a problem. Well, needless to say, the comments were insane. There were over 200 comments on this when I saw it, and they were growing steadily as I was trying to read all of them. But when I checked, there were so many horrific nightmare stories in the comments of, similar situations, but like parties or family gatherings around a pool where there were lots of adults, but like everybody else thought that someone was watching the child and no one was actually watching the child. There were stories of actual drownings, and there were stories of, severe brain damage and all that stuff. So just really, really bad. But one of the stories in the comments was different. A toddler got up sometime in the early morning hours while all the adults were still sleeping and went to the pool with no fence around it at the vacation rental home, and he drowned. He had opened the back door on his own, and he tried to go swimming. And so, of course, when all the adults woke up, it was too late. Like, he was already gone.
God, I can't imagine.
I saw this post, and like I was reading all the comments, and all of them were just making me, even more just like, I don't know, they were giving me PTSD, and it obviously hasn't happened to us. But then I saw that one, and I was just like,
Our vet, this is like also like another downer story. This is while she was out on maternity leave. So she had a 6-year-old daughter, I think. She was like, no, maybe she was 4. She was like between like 4 and 6, and like really good swimmer. She had done like swim lessons. Like they, were doing all of like the precautions or whatever. They had like a gate around the pool, but she of course knew how to like open up the gate. And it was always like a thing to like not go in the pool without
an adult,
an adult being outside. It was always a rule. So she's our vet was like home on maternity leave. She was feeding her son, and her daughter said, "Mommy, I'm going to go out back and play." And she said, "Okay." And so she didn't think anything of it. She goes out back to play, and she realized she hadn't like heard from
Mhm.
her in a little bit. So she like steps out to go see her and she sees her floating
Oh
in the
my
pool.